Okay, Keir, so not an enjoyable evening for us. A 2-0 defeat on the road against Malmesbury Victoria in the League Cup. A league between both of us, but it looked like the opposition were the Premier Division team tonight. A very disappointing display from us. What went wrong for us?
Competition not high on my priority list at the moment. Made loads and loads of changes. Still enough capability in the side that I selected to produce a better performance than what we showed. Lads that have been out of the team to come in and have chances. Chance for boys that have been injured and coming back from illnesses and things like that to get good minutes in it. We look miles off it. Obviously, delighted with the result on Saturday away at Hereford Lads Club. Superb team performance. Make 7-8 changes to the side. Coop, Swanee, Nath, Higgs, Rads, all coming out the side to make that many changes in one hit is always going to be disruptive, and bring lads in that haven't been playing too much football, or like I said, come back from injury. But I think it's a little bit of a reality check. I think Malmesbury are almost a carbon copy of what we were when I first came in. Just full of good attitude, work rate, desire, everything that we lacked tonight. So I think sometimes that reality check is going to be good for us, and just realise that no matter how much we've improved, okay, and we are challenging to compete at the top of the Hellenic League, you then become a little bit of a scalp for teams. And it was completely the opposite when I first took over. We were looking to take scalps off other people when we go and play Salisbury in the semi-final last year, or went down to Winchester in the FA Cup when I first went into Corsham. And I think it's maybe just a little wake-up call that we can't just turn up. No matter what team I pick, everyone has to show more commitment and work rate and more fitness levels above anything tonight. That was the biggest thing. I only made 2 substitutions the whole game, and they were pre-planned ones to get boys minutes. Obviously, there was 2 changes at half-time, so lads could only have 45 minutes of each. It's one of those nights where it's not going to be a big deal going out of this cup competition. It's more of a hindrance to our schedule from where we come through all these league fixtures, VAS fixtures, FA Cup. So obviously I haven't taken it as seriously as some of the other cup competitions, but that's not to say I'm happy with the display. But I think it then does show not only what happens if you make lots of changes, but how important the boys that weren't in the side are to my football side and to Corsham as a club. You can see without Coops' leadership how good Swanee is, and hopefully he's appreciated more so tonight than ever. Obviously he's played nearly every minute of the campaign this season, so it's nice for him to have a rest. What happens when Nath Davis doesn't play? When Higgs is obviously injured after Saturday, he could be out for some time now. And obviously we give Seb his debut for the club today in goal, give Rads the night off. They obviously are very important football players and characters and people around this football club, and to take them all out, they needed a rest, no doubt about it. So hopefully they'll be fresh and ready to come into the side for Saturday in the VAS. And we look to really just sort of brush this one under the carpet. I cut the boys some slack. Like I said, one of those games that obviously wasn't top of the list of priorities for Corsham Town at the minute, but that's not to say. Cheers, mate. Thanks. One of those situations where we just need to make sure that it doesn't happen or slip into our everyday occurrence. We will make sure that we're ready for Saturday, and then we'll have to prepare after Saturday by training twice the following week and making sure that we've got long Levens are then away to prepare for as well. So lots of big games coming up. Very disappointed with the display and a manner of some of the performances, but I will, like I said, cut the boys some slack. Loads of changes, loads of players left out. Special mention to Corey, who came in, thought he played really well at right back. He's on dual registration with Walmetstone. He's been obviously impressing the league below. He came in and didn't look out of place at all. other than that, you're looking around the pitch to find any positives to take, apart from getting minutes into boys that are coming back. So, and we got to rest some of the other lads. So yeah, not a big deal, not at the end of the world, but not very an enjoyable watch for me and for you and for the guys that came over. But that's what happens sometimes if you just don't match a team below's work ethic, enthusiasm and desire to want to beat you. So take it on the chin and we move on to Saturday now.
As you said, Saturday's a big game against Corsham. I think we feel like we're favourites going into that game, as well as maybe we were favourites to win tonight as well. Has tonight's defeat helped to make sure that we don't go into Saturday's game complacent?
Absolutely. And I think that's the first time that the complacency has slipped in now, probably in over a year since we've been promoted. And that won't happen again. Obviously, Corsham are struggling a little bit in their league, but they have picked up recently, and we'll have to make sure that we put in a performance like we have done for the rest of the season via this one. So I think, yeah, it's probably a good thing just to remind us that we aren't as good as we think we are. Some of the boys need to have that wake-up call, that slap around the face. And what happens if you just don't work as hard as your opponents and not harder, and don't have the commitment, the attitude to go with that. So we'll need to replace all that going into Saturday's game. It'll be a really tough fixture in the Vaz, in any cup game, but the Vaz is massive for our campaign. We want to stay in that one, so we'll be looking to get things back on track with a result there away at Corsham. Another away game. That'll be 4 in a row now, and another 4G. That'll be 3 Saturdays in a row we've been on 4G. So yeah, it's been a tough couple of weeks, and you think that we've come through some really, really brilliant performances recently. You look back at the Fairford one, followed up by Wantage midweek, how much we put into the Malvern game, and then to bounce back away at Hereford, sitting 5th in the league. After Saturday's results, haven't checked how the Hellenic League ones have gone for us tonight, but we get to have a little break from the league, go into Saturday, free hit to have a go, and then back to business, ready for another league game to Long Levens away as well.
And lastly, you've touched on it a couple of times throughout the interview. Squad-wise for Saturday, minus Gary, who's out injured, is it pretty much a strongest 11 for Saturday?
Well, obviously we've got Nikel and Ollie have already played in the Vaz, so they're both FA Cup tied. The Higgs will definitely not feature, so there's 3 big players out already. So it's not ideal preparations, but that's why it's been so important to get proper minutes into boys tonight. Chrissy coming back in, Bathy needed 90 minutes. Hopefully Callum's now available for Saturday. He's been massive for us. Obviously missed the Hereford game due to work commitments, so he couldn't come down. Hopefully Dan Demkiff will be fit and ready for Saturday. Yeah, we'll be at the best we can possibly be squad-wise. Obviously, that's the whole point, but leaving so many out tonight with Coop, Swanee and Nath, so that they're fresh, and we've got no excuses then going into Saturday's game.